Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, it's time to have a hard conversation. This is gonna be a difficult one, but we're gonna get through it. Daryl Morey, I know you're running Philadelphia 76ers. You used to being able to make certain moves with the Rockets. You definitely want to keep on brand with who you are, so there's no way you're gonna give away Ben Simmons for less than what you believe he's worth. But you're gonna have to hear me when I say this. The packages that you're asking for, the ones that I've been seeing, they're downright delusional. Downright delusional. The thing about the James Harden situation was that James Harden was coveted by the entire league. So when you ask for 4 picks, 2 of them being pick swaps and some young players or something of that nature, teams were inclined to listen to you, or maybe even bring that offer to you. What you have is a player that nobody actually wants right now. What you have is a player that people look at as somebody they're going to have to be patient with and overpay while being patient for. He is making $30 million a year and refuses to take a jump shot. So that means he doesn't fit everywhere, and I think most teams are concerned about whether or not he's going to. Now, it's not about who he actually is, because you can go through all of his greatest film highlights and convince yourself he's worth all of this, because in his best day, he is worth all of this. But you need to understand that today is his worst day. It's not his best day. It's his worst. And that means his value is going to be reflectant of that. You're not going to be able to get a James Harden-like haul or even half of that for him today. So if you're trying to effectively move him today, you're going to have to take back much less than what you've been asking for. Bottom line. And look, Philadelphia, I believe you'll be able to trade Ben Simmons, but the problem is his contract. It's just practically untradeable. And what you're going to have to probably do is take somebody's bad salary back. See, Daryl Morey appears to be working from a place of leverage. But the problem is, it's leverage he doesn't actually have. It's all laughable at this point. No one wants Ben Simmons, bro. You're going to have to settle for less, period. It's not deeper than that. There are places he fits, so getting some type of deal shouldn't be too difficult, but I think you're probably going to get lowballed because of the nature of the situation. So not only are you not going to take back what he's worth, but you're going to have to take on laughable deals. You're going to be listening to rather laughable deals because people understand his value's low, so they're going to drag it down even lower. So that's what's probably happening. He's inflating the price in reaction to that, and it's all just very laughable. At the end of the day, if you're trying to get rid of Ben Simmons, you better take back whatever you can get, because he's not a hot commodity. He's very expensive, and the only people who are going to be serious about taking him on are people who either have plans for him or who desperately want to get rid of his value in contract. And if they're trying to get rid of his value in contract, chances are they're definitely not trying to take his value back in response to trying to dump that salary, because he represents probably whatever's probably worse than what they have in terms of their salary. Let's say this is a deal that's already happened. Let's say I'm trying to get rid of Steven Adams and Bledsoe if I'm New Orleans. They've already done that, but let's just say they still had that stuff. Maybe they'd be willing to trade for Ben Simmons if you're willing to take back those players, right? But in taking back those players, or rather in taking back Ben Simmons, did they really help themselves in regards to what it is they were trying to accomplish, which was cleaning up their books? Or did they just give themselves an even bigger problem, because now the salary's not cut between 2 players they don't want, but now 1 player that they don't want, that they have even more difficulty incorporating into their system because of the nature of his weaknesses. So yeah, look, he just signed this deal, 2 years ago? So he's still worth $100 million more. I mean, you're not in a place of leverage here. You don't have the edge in leverage right now. Philly, you do not. So all this talk about getting back draft picks and all of that, that needs to stop now. You more so need to be telling teams, hey, look, we'll take your trash and we'll add a pick if you take Ben Simmons. That's the position you're actually in, to be completely honest with you. You're not shopping a player that people want. You're shopping somebody that don't want. So you're going to have to make it sweet for them. And to take back that contract, as I just said, it's almost like you better give me something else other than him if you want me to absorb his contract. That's how I'm looking at it. He is a glorified salary dump for you, Philly. That's the difficulty that you must absorb. That's the difficult situation that you're in, and you must be honest with yourselves about. Ain't nobody want that dude, and even though he's going to turn his value around very soon, I'd imagine as maybe as soon as next season, I would not be surprised at all if he came in and was made an all-star team. It was ferocious next year because of how embarrassing all of this is. But it's not about what he can do. It's about what he just did and what that price tag will be because of it. And you just got to work from that position. Best decision, in my opinion, is to probably not trade him right now. Because you're going to be taking back a laughable deal on your end, something that's just disrespectful for you to receive. So I don't think you're going to find a deal that you're happy with. Just start the season with the guy and trade him when his value is higher. That's what you have to do. The Lakers may have to do the same thing if they can't settle for a deal for Kuzma. Because, look, nobody wants these guys, man. They're on contract. Now, if they were on lesser contracts or more reasonable contracts for what it is they bring to the table, I think you'd have a much easier way of getting those guys off your books. But right now, those are damaged goods, so to speak, because of how poorly they've been playing most recently. And people are lowballing you. There are a lot of talented players out there that are available, especially in a draft like this. I'm not so quick to give you a draft pick in this draft. Not after all the homework I've been doing on these players. The whole damn draft is deep, man. You got impact players all the way through the first round. There's no way I'm giving you even one pick for Ben Simmons at this stage in the game, because he doesn't benefit me at all. I got to work him into my equation. I got to take on his salary. How the hell why do I want any of that? I don't want any of that. So you just got a guy that no one wants, man. That's all it is to it. I still believe he can be awesome. I do. I still think he's going to play his way into a fantastic career. And his value is not going to stay like this. So that's why you feel good about not trading him right now. You could turn around and trade him again when he makes an all-star team. That's what you do. You put him on the floor next year. You run him to the core. You give him 40 minutes a game. You live with his results. You wait until he plays great. You get to a point where players are happy with him and fans are chanting his name once again. And when it's not so popular to trade him when he's playing well, and you trade him. That's what you do. You trade him when his value's high. When suddenly people don't want to trade him anymore, like, wait a minute, Ben Simmons back to being Ben Simmons, that's when you get that contract off of your books. But right now, when the value's low, you'll be lucky to get a second-round pick in 2027 for him. Honestly. Because it's not about the player. It's about taking back that nasty contract. My name is BDF44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.